Could we do the roll call, please?
Mayor Austin Wagner,
Here?
Member Lewis,
Here.
Member Farkas,
Here.
Member Maleta.
Here.
Did everybody get a chance to look at the minutes from the last meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll second that motion.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. I don't have any unfinished business listed on the agenda. Is there anything that so I think we're just moving on. We have a new business, U.S. Digital Approval Amendment. Come on up.
Thank you. Morning. We just wanted to clarify some stuff that was approved last month for U.S. Digital Station Alerting. The total amount given is actually going to be broken into two different payments. One will be to U.S. Digital for the $111,226.93, and the one will be to Chicago Communications for $66,554.82, and that'll be for the installation. We didn't realize that the installation was not in that original quote. It was just a placeholder number. So we just wanted to clarify that and let you guys know that's what the two bills are going to be. And there's actually a savings of $444.53.
Hey, well, thanks.
No problem.
So, Ed, based on our previous vote, is there anything that we need to revote on or amend, or is this just a need for clarification about where the money is going based on our previous vote?
I do recommend that the board consider an amendment to the pricing so that it's consistent with the proposal presented.
Thank you, Ed. Would someone be inclined to make that motion?
Can you give us those numbers again, please?
Yes, so U.S. Digital will be $111,226.93. Chicago Communications will be $66,554.82 for a total of $177,781.75.
I got one question. So the U.S. Digital is not, their contract's not changing, you're just adding the Chicago Communications?
Yes, the initial proposal, we didn't realize that they just had a placeholder number for installation, so we had to contract with Chicago Communications for the installation, so it came out of that original proposal and then was added by Chicago Communication.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'll make a motion, we amend our previous approval to U.S. Digital and Chicago Communications, to U.S. Digital in the amount of $111,226.93, to Chicago Communications, $66,554.82, for a combined total of $177,781.75.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and we have a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Just when I thought firefighter day was last, meeting.
gave
we
money
had
back
one
today.
more. All right, we have the tempo run, timing, trail run, extreme. Would somebody like to come up to speak for that? Does anybody happen to know, I'm going to say what that is, but or what it is, or?
It's, yeah, 519.
Would somebody like to motion to table this to our next meeting?
I'll make a motion that we table the tempo run timing to the next meeting and try to give them some contact.
Second.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, we've got Portage High School graduation fireworks. Someone here to speak for that? If you could, that'd be great. Well, if you just want to describe what that is,
Yeah, so
to put on a very small firework display at the conclusion of the graduation. Microphone, sorry. So, proposing to put on a free of charge, a very small firework display at the conclusion of graduation, and obviously work with our police and fire to make sure, you know, everything works with that. So that's what this is all about.
Gotcha. And we are the appropriate body to do firework. I don't know what the term would be. I don't know if this is considered a variance to the firework rules or if this is just special approval. I don't know the terminology, but we are the right board for that, so.
Yeah, I think it's just a special approval, if I'm not mistaken.
Has this already been approved by the school board?
Yes, it has.
Ed, is there any commentary or things we should be aware of, or?
In reference to the requested permit, Mayor, I would simply ask the firefighting department to make a comment as to the appropriateness for the application to be approved.
Would you feel comfortable speaking here, or maybe we could even motion to approve contingent on fire department review, or unless you'd like to make a statement here?
Yeah, if we could continue it till we can get Inspector Chris Kender. He has all the variants, or the codes for the fireworks and setbacks and all that kind of stuff.
Can we make a motion contingent upon meeting with,
I think that's be pretty consistent with what the board's done before for these things, so I think so, yeah.
I'll make a motion, we approve the Portage High School graduation fireworks contingent upon the fact they meet with the appropriate people at the fire department.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Can I also add, can it be reviewed by the fire, well, we're having the fire department review it, but the police department, and also, has it been brought to the park department yet?
It's not at the park department, or it's not at the park, it's at the high school.
It's going to be at the high school. I think they're talking about lighting the fireworks off of the,
Okay, so the
One
park
of the
department
fields.
wouldn't approve it, correct?
Right, because it's at the high school,
Okay,
yeah.
just wanted to get clarification.
So, I think we're already good. So, going on with the Champion Force Athletics cheer and tag days. Is he speaking, you speaking, or both?
Your girlfriend's talking. Ready? All right. Hi, my name is Vanessa. I'm from Champion Force Athletics. We are asking for approval for 2 tag days for our athletes to raise money for their nationals trip in Mississippi this summer.
I won't do
And then-
it.
And then for tumbling equipment for our gym.
Are you familiar with the rules about the tag days?
Yes, we have done it before.
Are there any other questions? Which spot do you, tag day, is there a particular spot that you're going to be doing this?
It's usually along Central. There's I can't remember the exact intersections for all of them. We have it in our other log from our other coach. I think it's by Duncan, and then there's one a little bit further by Speedway, I want to say.
Gotcha, thank you. Any other questions?
make a motion, we approve the tag day permit for the Champion Force Athletics cheer.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
We have the My Eye Doctor Safety Program. I feel like I'm having like deja vu. Like I feel like every meeting I go to, we got this eye doctor program going on, but come on up.
You're a day late.
I'm a day late. So, in each of the contracts of the city employees, the street and sanitation, the stormwater, and the utilities, there is a portion about prescription safety glasses, and that it's the city's responsibility to have a program. So we had a program with Vision Point, and then Vision Point closed up here in Portage. So when my eye doctor took over years ago, before my time of working with the city, they continued with the program using Vision Point's program information. As time went by, they wanted their own. with the past administration, it kind of didn't get completed. So in the last year, it's been about a year now, they've been refusing our employees to go there. The contract says that we have to have this program. So when Lynn became the Human Resources, I spoke to her, and she had a lot on her plate, and this was very important, especially to sanitation, to the plant and to Storm, because our guys need UV protection. There's a lot of things and there were talk of grievances and this and that. So I spoke to the employees, said, give me a little time, and I spoke to Lynn and said, I would utilize my administrative assistant, Candace Walton, and myself to come up with a program. So we checked all the Portage. We went to Walmart. We did the Walmart thing. They have a national program. It would have been taken us longer to do this. Meyer didn't have a program, but they were willing to work with us on one, but I didn't really want the city to be the guinea pig of a first program right now, when we needed it so badly. My eye doctor came up with a program right away. They had everything set up. So we spoke to them. We had Lynn review it, and she was good with it. Since then, I have met with the Storm Plant Board, Sanitary Board. They've approved it. I've met with the Storm Board. They approved it. The only thing they asked, which I have other copies, because I think your copy still says 30 days net, they have changed it to a 45 net pay to assist the clerk treasurer with a little bit more time to pay it. The program basically, it has several sites. They can go to different cities to go on here, not just the Portage site. It's a program, not really, nowhere in it does it state that every employee from Portage has to go here. It's a program. So if there are issues, if there becomes issues where the employees say someone's being rude, they don't have what we need, they can always come back to me, and we'll look into other programs also. There's no contracted amount of how many people you have to have. So I'm asking for approval so that the Street Department of Sanitation can start using the program.
So the contract that's in front of us still shows net 30 on those terms, so you have an update?
It just happened as far as like late Friday, and I didn't get it to Michelle, so I'm sorry. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And we've had the other attorneys look at it, and they've approved the Storm. The Storm attorneys have approved it. They've looked at the contract.
And if I could ask it, look, I guess I could say, we've got the ability to approve this contingent on your legal review, and if you need the time to take a look at it. We did something similar at the Storm and the sanitary, I believe.
Correct.
I really appreciate being able to use that wild card. In this case, I did have a chance to look at it in advance. So I would also concur with prior counsel's opinion.
That is good to know, thank you.
You're welcome.
So I'll make a motion to approve the My Eye Doctor Safety Program upon attorney's review.
I had offered my blessing already. Yes, thank you.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the My Eye Doctor Safety Program.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. And just for the record, for those watching at home, it is called My Eye Doctor. Tracy was not referring to her own eye doctor. I'm sorry, I'll stop. We have our opening of the crack ceiling bids.
Good morning. So I received one bid, and we'll open it now. It is from Site Services. They're out of Highland, Indiana, and their bid amount is for, sorry, I'm getting old, $349,184.13. Again, that's $349,184.13. The Department of Planning and Community Development would recommend that the board take this under advisement and reevaluate at the next Board of Works meeting.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion, we take this under advisement and revisit it at a future Board of Works meeting.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Do we have any bulk item appeals?
Mayor, members, no.
No?
Thank you, Randy.
Thank you, Randy. Nice job. Yeah. Yes. So we have the Portage Youth Baseball event. Does it have a name? Oh, Parade at Founders Square. Someone here to speak for it?
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. First off, my name's Matt Ramian, and fewer or less words, took over baseball when Little League had a debacle and dispersed. If you know the history on it, great. If you don't, whenever you got time, I can brush you up on that. But fewer or less words, we chartered Cal Ripken and Babe Ruth and run it through the Parks Department. This year is our first year that we made a 5-year goal, and this is our 4th year, to be in City League instead of traveling. So before, we didn't have enough kids in divisions, and they would have to go to other cities to have enough teams to play. So this is the first year where we're totally in season, and it's fully back to in Portage. So these people don't have to leave anymore. They don't have to go to like Morgan Township and Couts and Chesterton. They can stay here. I don't remember the number. What was the number? Like 250, something like that? 250, 260 kids. So we actually had a really good turnout this year. And to have all the games in Portage is great. So we want to kind of kick it off the way Little League used to do and have a parade. They used to go down Central, but now that we have the side road, I drew a map. I don't know. I turned it into Paul. I don't know if he has it. If you guys see it. Cool. So on East Main, that's kind of where they would set up for the parade, all the kids and floats, whatever they're going to do, if they're going to walk and all that. I've put the word out to a lot of other people at the high school and stuff like that. I've kind of talked to the high school coach, Shane Prance, who is highly involved and loves this idea. And he's getting involved with us with coaches' meetings and coming down and hanging out with the coaches and stuff like that. So the high school team is actually going to walk with us in the parade. They're going to have the varsity team and all them. They're going to show some solidarity and walk with us. We have local travel teams that are also Portage. They're the Chiefs, so they're going to walk with Cal Ripken kids. I was going to talk to the fire department and police. I didn't know what other steps to go to maybe get a squad car or a fire truck or something in it and have some fun and continue west around by like Big Time and all that. So the fire trucks would lead, high school team floats with all the kids coming and throwing some candy, hanging out. Goes around right next to the fields, then we'll turn in and go to the grass area, drop all the kids off, then we'll have like an opening day ceremony, first pitch ceremony, introduce the league, yada, yada. That's kind of how we always did it in the past. So it'll be a big league though to celebrate kind of we're in-house and these kids don't have to go anywhere else. And if they are somewhere else, they can come back to Portage next year. You know what I mean? There's no reason to go somewhere else and play baseball when we have it in our city. That's the way I feel about it. But I mean, people can make their own decisions and go play wherever they like.
Well, thank you so much for going over, all of that. Definitely want to talk to the fire, and the police.
For sure.
We've got the ability, as noted previously, to approve something contingent on go ahead and doing that. You already have the park approval are set up, or you're already working with the park department?
Correct, yeah, the parks they're good with it. I talked to Paul and all them guys, so they were cool with it as long as you guys approve it.
So,
Maybe talk to the street department too, if we have to block off anything.
Yeah, so if you looked at that map I drew on there, so like where we would block it off, you have East Main and then the other road before that, so we would put up like, that way they cannot go through to go into the square during the parade. They could still drive down Central and all that jazz, but when we're on East Main going around the square to south and all that, then there would be barricades to block those off, so that way traffic doesn't flow through and we have an interruption.
They're the
Matt.
ones with the barricades.
Matt, I would also recommend talking to the couple of the businesses that are there, like Big Time and the Pizza.
Another round,
I mean,
yep.
just to make them aware, because obviously,
It would be before business hours.
I would-
and
Yeah,
then
but
that way
just so
we
that
clean it
they're
up.
aware, so that they're not
For sure, okay.
panicking over
I
it.
got you with that. I can do that. That's no problem. Yeah, but we would probably start around 8 in the morning, and I don't even know how long does the parade take, an hour or two? I mean, it's not the 4th of July parade, so I mean, it'd be less than that, so, clean up and all that jazz, so.
Be careful, they tend to always be bigger than you expect these days. It just seems
We,
to be true
we
with everything
actually,
Portage
I mean,
does,
believe
yeah.
it or not, we had a really good turnout, so in all of our divisions, we got 8 T-ball teams, we have 8 9U divisions, which is 7, 8, 9-year-olds, and then 4 12U, a couple older kids in Babe Ruth, so I mean, the younger division is I mean, I'm not gonna say it's the most important, but that's what builds our program, the T-ballers, and to have 8 teams of 11 kids, man, that's solid. That's a really good turnout. I mean, when I found out about that, I about had a heart attack, because we almost doubled our league in 1 year. I mean, I didn't think it was gonna be as good as it was, so, that's about it, really. So, I got some work to do, talk to the police and firemen and street sanitation, right? Got it.
Yep, well, assuming that that's in the motion that somebody gives, but I got a feeling, because I'm watching that button on that microphone. Go ahead, Jamie, or anybody.
Okay,
I'll make a motion, we approve the Portage Parks Youth Baseball Parade at Founders Square for May 4th, contingent upon talking police, fire, and the streets, just to make sure everybody's on the same page.
got it.
Thank you.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
That was, we're very excited. I feel like that aye was a little bit gentle, but yeah. Yeah, let's do it one more time. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Play ball.
Thank
Nice.
you.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, guys.
Matt, thank you for taking on that responsibility. I know it was a big void here, and I know you spent a lot of time and effort working along with the park department on getting this up and going, and I've got 4 grandkids that play in it, and we're really excited that we don't have to travel anymore, too.
Nice. Yeah, that was the goal. We had a 5-year plan, and to do it in year 4 was a year in advance, so it's pretty good. It makes it's kind of nice that people actually see it and want to be a part of it, so thank you. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
So we've got other business deemed proper to be brought before the board. I know 2 people kind of indicated that they wanted to come up. Tom, would you mind coming up first?
So in the Department of Planning and Community Development, asking for a position title change from administrative assistant to program manager, and that would be for Sonia Lindgren.
Could you explain a little bit of the background about the request?
She's taken on a lot of the RDC responsibilities and working with them, and this is a change in, change in title to reflect the RDC work that she does.
Thank you, and she's doing an amazing job.
Yes.
I think my question on the legal end, and this is something that came up, I don't remember if it was the last meeting or the meeting before, where we had the change that took place in the fire department that was approved, by this board. Is this the same type of thing that's being requested, or is this more of a, basically, where does this board come into play? Are we the right body to officially activate that change?
Yes, it's my opinion that this is the body to effect that change.
Gotcha, thank you. Are there any other questions? And if not, is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve the title change from administrative assistants to program manager for the Community Development and Redevelopment Commission.
I'll second that motion.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Other business deemed proper to be brought before this board? Looks like we've got somebody coming up.
No, I'm not here to retire any dogs. Feels like that's what all we've talked about, right? No, actually, we are here asking for approval to seek bids for 8 new police vehicles. It's been kind of a long process going back and forth the beginning of the year, trying to figure out how to get this done, but I believe we have identified some funds through a bond that would be able to purchase the vehicles and the upfitting, all the things that we need to get done to get new police cars on the road. So what we are asking for is permission right now just to seek the put out the bid, or start the bid process for the 8 vehicles themselves.
I believe you've been in communication with Attorney Graham already about the process or how that is being governed.
Yep, I think we've got it nailed down pretty good. We've got all the documents. We had a brief conversation beforehand, and I think we've got everything in line, and then we'll send him what we've got, but I think we're dialed in on what we need at this point.
I'll make a motion that we allow the police department to seek bids for 8 new vehicles.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Thanks.
Thank you. Any other business deemed proper to be brought before this board?
Mayor, I just have a couple. To inform this body, again, my first 100 days of work as a city attorney has provided me some exposure to the purchasing process conducted by Portage. And at the last department heads meeting, I suggested that there may need to be a refresher. There's no central purchasing agency within the city, and I think it would be helpful to make sure that there's compliance with legal requirements for acquisition of certain items that have come before this board. So I'll be certain to share that memo when it's developed. And it can be a legal maze. It sometimes is hard to understand with various exceptions, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. It does also raise the question of, how your administration wants to approach purchasing in general. So I just invite you to review that and see if that's the most effective way to get things done. In general, competitive bidding will be required for acquisition of items, and there's various thresholds that have to be met. Again, I'll try to break those down so that all are informed of the proper processes. Okay? And then secondly, the clerk treasurer and I spoke this morning. There was an item that was supposed to show up on the agenda but can appear at this time under other business, and that is in reference to the hiring terms for Lynn Graylick as Human Resources Director. There was a provision in the Portage Ordinance, Section 62-29, under vacations, that specifically gave a stair-step benefit as individuals progressed in employment with the city. Lynn's terms were different, and I just wanted to ask this board to consider the recommendation to be made to the city council as required by Section 2 of 6229 that conforms to your hiring of her. So perhaps you could explain just briefly that Lynn had more extended vacation benefits and so that this board can be properly advised.
Yeah, and Andy, if you don't mind, because you were on my interview team, that interviewed our HR, candidates at the time, and I think we made an absolutely fantastic choice with Lynn. We had some discussion even prior to, well, we've got a great attorney, but the other attorney we worked with during the transition process in regards to department heads and how vacation and perks can function a little bit differently. And so a big part of that was essentially the vacation time as part of the way to be able to bring in the best candidate for the job. And so I guess my only question would be, unless you had anything you wanted to add, but my question to Ed would be, what would be the formal motion that we would be voting on?
If I were to suggest a motion, it would be to move that this body make a recommendation to the Common Council that Lynn Graylick's vacation benefits exceed the usual and customary, consistent with the offer that was made to her.
Gotcha. Does anybody have any other questions or points on that? And if not, is there a motion?
Yeah, I just to clarify, so our discussion was that the mayor should have some autonomy with department heads when it comes to recruiting and trying to get the best available. And that was, in this particular case, that was one of the tools that vacation time was one of the tools in order to entice the candidate to come.
Yeah.
Yeah, in my experience, it's not unusual for someone that has had substantial experience in their career to have that extended benefit offer rather than have the clock restart, given the quality of the individual and the capability to offer really solid services to the city, as I have personally seen.
I agree with that. Is there a motion in regards to this?
What exactly should our motion be?
Okay. I move to make a recommendation to the Common Council that the vacation benefits for Lynn Graylick be the amount that are to be provided in her first year.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye.
Thank you. I have nothing else to offer.
Thank you. Any other business to be brought before this board at this time? None. Is there a motion to close the meeting?
Don't think we've gone through the
Oh,
claims.
shoot, the claims. Yes, that's important. Did everyone have a chance to look at the claims? Too excited about the no bulk item appeals.
Make a motion, we approve the claims in the amount of $576,417.24.
I'll second.
We have a motion, a second. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Thank you. Now, I guess one last chance. Any other things to come before the board? And hearing none, is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion to adjourn?
I'll second that.
All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.